if you want to modify it, you can say here, help keep the aisle clear. Instead of in a special place.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, where the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was wonderful, Dominique. Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. Please be seated, by the way. And I'd also like to recognize Randy Runyon and the Solid Brass. Wonderful job. Thank you. My name is Brad Gottfried, and I have the privilege of being the president of the College of Southern Maryland. And you've seen one of my most difficult decisions today, and that is, it's not the budget, it's not scheduling classes or hiring faculty and staff, it's weather decisions. And you're probably looking outside and saying, why aren't we out there? But when they start talking about thunderstorms and 30 to 40% chance, it's better that we're inside. And I want to look right at the camera, and I want to apologize to the all of the individuals, you may not know that they're there in room BI 113 who are watching this via a simulcast. Now, they're not in the room with us, but they have the advantage of being in the room with all the food. So when we go to the reception, there may not be a whole lot, but be that as it may. I'd like to welcome all of you to the college's 50th commencement. Isn't that amazing? 50th commencement. And everyone is unique. Everyone is very, very special, as are all of our graduates that we're honoring this evening. Just to give you a little demographic background on our graduates, this spring 2009 graduating class includes 407 students who are receiving degrees and certificates. One of the truisms of community colleges is when the economy is somewhat sour, more and more people come to community colleges. And this current semester that we're just finishing, enrollment was up over 11% over a year ago. And enrollment this summer is running about 35% above last year. So people are coming to community colleges for retraining, for those who are getting a baccalaureate degree right out of high school. You can't beat the price, you can't beat the service, and people flock to us, especially during these difficult times. But we're here tonight not to talk about current or future students. We're here to recognize these students who have achieved so much in the time that they've been with us. And we're here to recognize their achievements, and we truly are very, very proud of all of you. Our graduates represent the best of what this college is all about. And it's a very diverse group. If you look at the group, it's diverse in terms of age. The youngest graduate is 17 years old, and I'll tell you a little about her later on. Our oldest is a young 64. And the average age is 28 years old. 72% of our graduates are women. And what's interesting is the representation among the counties is becoming a little more even than in the past. 39% of our graduates are from Charles County. 31% are from St. Mary's County, and 26% are from Calvert County. So as we get closer to thirds. The most popular degree? Well, about 50% of our students are transferring to a baccalaureate institution, so it makes sense that the most popular degree is general studies, followed by, thank goodness, nursing. We need nurses. And someday business will come back, and that's the third most popular one, business administration. Every one of our graduates is filled with hope and aspiration for a better future. They understand the value of an education, and everyone has a story to tell. Our oldest graduate began taking classes in 1981. It may seem like the 1800s. In 1981 with a psychology class, and has persevered all through the years, sometimes taking a class, sometimes not taking a class, but we're so proud of her today. Our youngest graduate will receive an associate in arts degree, and in a few weeks will receive her high school diploma. And she will be transferring this fall to Swarthmore College, which is one of the best liberal arts colleges in the country, and we're very proud of her as well. Some of our graduates are career changers, such as the aircraft mechanic who didn't want to repair aircraft anymore and is coming back. He's graduating with an associate degree and then is going to transfer on to a four-year institution. Or the administrative assistant who is now graduating with a nursing degree. There's so many stories I can tell you. There's also family traditions, and we see a lot of this. Let me see, how many people in the audience have attended the College of Southern Maryland? Let me see some hands. Okay, lots of you, and if I don't see hands, the rest of you, I'm hoping to see you in the future. I can't see those of you in 113, so you must not be raising your hand. But one of our graduates is graduating this semester with a degree in engineering. His brother, who is about a year younger, will be graduating with the same degree in December. Their other brother graduated a few years ago and has already earned a baccalaureate degree and is working on his master's degree in business administration. And their mother started the whole series off with a certificate in early childhood education, and we see a lot of that. And truly, there are hundreds of other stories. Every one of our graduates has a story that we could tell. But we'd be here all day and we wouldn't be able to get our refreshments. But our students understand the importance of an education, and certainly, hopefully, they appreciate the top-notch education that they've received here at the College of Southern Maryland. Many of our students will continue on to continue their education. They will easily transfer to public and private institutions throughout the country. Many of them will transfer to four-year colleges, public colleges within the state of Maryland. Some of our graduates will attend very prestigious private institutions such as Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, Swarthmore, and Princeton University. Some of our graduates will immediately enter the workforce and enrich the community directly. And I want to look to our graduates and I want to recognize all of you because I understand how difficult it's been. Most of you are working, many probably more hours than you should. You have family, you have friends, you have other obligations, and you've completed a very rigorous course of study. You've chosen to make the sacrifices now to lead a better future, to have a better future. And you're making an investment that will pay dividends long into the future. This is truly your alma mater, and we will always be here for you, whether you need letters of recommendation, whether you need a shoulder to cry on, whether you have an achievement that you want to share with us. We hope you will be back frequently because you truly are part of the family. We have other family members here, part of the family that are very important to us. And what I'm going to do to expedite matters is I'm going to ask if you would hold your applause until I finish each group, and then we'll recognize them. We have a wonderful board of trustees. These are 9 individuals, 3 from each of the counties that we serve, and they care so much about the college, about students, quality education, keeping tuition affordable. And let me recognize them. Rick Bailey, Mac Jones, who is the vice chairman of the board, Mary Krug, Mike Middleton, Joe Shannon, Joe Slater, Dorothea Smith, Janice Walthauer, and of course, Jamie Raley, our chairman of the board. So let's get a round of applause for them. Oh, and I don't want to forget, we also have in our audience a former board member, Diane McWilliams. Diane, are you? Good, thank you for coming. We receive support from counties and from the state, and the community colleges did very well this year, relatively speaking, and it's because of the support that we have in Annapolis. And I want to recognize our elected officials who serve us so well at the state level. From Charles County, Delegate Sally Jamison, and also from Charles County, Peter Murphy. From St. Mary's County, Johnny Wood. And from Charles County, Murray Levy. Thank you so much for your support. And also, we have so much support from our county commissioners. They truly also understand the value of an education and what the College of Southern Maryland contributes every day to the economic and the social well-being of this community. And so I'm going to recognize those commissioners that are here with us today. It's a very special day for Calvert Commissioner Linda Kelly because her granddaughter is graduating. From Charles County, we have Dr. Edith Patterson, who is also the vice chairman or vice president of the Charles County Board, and Sam Graves, also from Charles County Board of Commissioners. And one of our alums who has been also so supportive of the college, Tom Mattingly from St. Mary's County. We have some wonderful relationships with all 3 school districts. There really isn't much of a separation. We're trying to develop this seamless relationship where students come out of high school and hit the ground running in college. And I want to recognize those board members that are here today. From Calvert County, board member Tracy McGuire is here. And from the chairman of the board of the Charles County School Board, Donald Wade. Colonel Donald Wade is also with us. Thank you for coming. We have a good relationship with the four-year sector, and we have a real gem in Southern Maryland where people can get a baccalaureate and a master's degree and a doctoral degree without having to leave Southern Maryland. And that is at the Southern Maryland Higher Ed Center, and I want to recognize Dr. Mel Powell, who's the executive director of that wonderful facility. Thank you for coming. The hospitals have been very, very supportive of the college, and I'd like to recognize executives from all three. From the Southern Maryland Hospital Center, Dr. Francis Caramonte is with us this evening. From St. Mary's Hospital, we have Christine Ray with us. From Calvert Memorial Hospital, we have Robert McWirt. And I believe from Civista, we have Kathy Degatti. Is Kathy here with us? Great, thank you. We have a La Plata mailing address, but we're very pleased to be neighbors with the town of La Plata. They've been very supportive of the college. And with us is the mayor of La Plata, Roy Hale. Now, many of our students have been able to get scholarships, and it's because of our foundation, because they tap into the community and receive contributions so you can be successful. And we have a number of foundation members with us this evening. Carol Sprague is here from our foundation. Vice chairman of our foundation board and also an alum is Greg Cockerhand. And I saw Steve Proctor back there, who is one of our newer board members. Thank you so much for coming. This is always a difficult situation because you always worry about forgetting someone or not having someone on your list. This college has had 4 presidents in 50 years, which is very, very interesting. And we have one of our second president who did so much to develop this college, and that is Dr. John Sine is with us today. And one of our fastest growing campuses is our Leonardtown campus. And with us today is Jane Cipher, who is the former dean of the Leonardtown campus. Many of our students transfer to University of Maryland University College. It's a wonderful partner. And with us today is Dr. Lisa Kahn. And I hope I didn't miss anyone who may have snuck in. We also have members of the executive team, and I'm just going to go through them quickly, and please hold your applause until we get through all of them. But from the Leonardtown campus is Dr. F.J. Talley. From the Prince Frederick campus is the interim vice president and dean, Dr. Irvin Clark. We have our vice president for corporate and community training, Alan Kutz. One of the newer members of the team is Vice President for Academic Affairs, and you'll be hearing a lot from her, Deborah Tervala. Also a newer member is Vice President and General Counsel, Craig Patnaud. We have Vice President for Advancement, Michelle Goodwin. And last but not least, we have Dr. Bill Comey, who is the Vice President, he does all kinds of things, Vice President of Student and Academic Support. Thank you very much. And one more group that we wouldn't be here without this group. And it's all of the faculty, it's all of the staff who toil so diligently, who care so deeply about our students, who go the extra mile. And I'd like them all to stand and be recognized. And I want to thank them for the wonderful job that they do. Please. Thank you. I've never worked with a better staff, and I've been at a number of institutions. We have some retirements, and we always really are sorry to see people go, but we're happy for them because they're going to enjoy the golden years. Dr. Sandy Ginrich has done so much as division chair of our medical sciences division. Sandy, are you here? Wonderful person who developed the program. Emmett Woody is retiring, in charge of our theater program, is retiring, and Marge Capola, who oversees our office technology program. And truly, the college will not be the same without them. Well, it's my privilege to invite to the podium Anacamila Figueroa, who is the leader of our Student Government Association.
Hello and good evening. As you all heard, my name is Anacamila Figueroa, and I'm the president of the Student Government Association here at the College of Southern Maryland. And on behalf of the student body, I would like to congratulate our graduates for arriving at this point of earning an academic certificate or an associate's degree. Also, let me join you in acknowledging and thanking those all here to share in your celebration today. Your parents, spouses, children, family, and friends. They have provided the emotional, academic, and sometimes financial support to help you to achieve this moment. The accomplishment that you celebrate this evening is one of true achievement. You have successfully balanced the multiple responsibilities of work, family, and community involvement with the demands of a challenging academic program, which at times is very difficult. And through it all, you have overcome. As a member of the current student body, I understand these challenges and appreciate the hard work, patience, and commitment that is necessary for you to be successful. It has been said, nothing is as frightening as ignorance in action. So I applaud you in making the decision, the commitment and sacrifice to continue to learn when it is just a choice. And as the president of the Student Body Association, on behalf of all the students here at the College of Southern Maryland, I congratulate you in your achievement and wish you continued success in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Camila. My name is Jamie Raley. It's my privilege to serve as chair of the Board of Trustees. As we celebrate our second commencement during CSM's 50th anniversary year, it is an honor to introduce this evening's speaker, retired judge from the 7th Circuit Court of Maryland, Theresa Nolan. Judge Nolan is a wonderful example of the tremendous possibilities that await our graduates with hard work and forward momentum. Judge Nolan has an impressive resume in the legal arena, beginning with her working as a secretary in a law office. With the encouragement of the lawyers she worked for, as well as that of her 11 children, she went after her dream a little later in life than a traditional age college student, but much like many of our students who juggle families and work. She describes herself as a late bloomer, but nonetheless she followed her dream to become a lawyer, beginning her pursuit of higher education at Prince George County Community College, and ultimately receiving her law degree from the University of Baltimore Law School. Her legal career included positions as a law clerk in the Prince George County Office of Law and a master for domestic relations causes in Prince George County before she was appointed in 1985 to serve as judge of the District Court of Maryland. She served in this role until 1997, when she was appointed judge of the 7th Judicial Circuit of Maryland. She retired from that position in 2000. Judge Nolan is the first woman elected as president of the Prince George County Bar Association. She was the 1986 Business and Professional Woman of the Year and was designated as one of Maryland's top 100 women for 1998. As an educator, Judge Nolan has been an instructor in paralegal programs at the University of Maryland, University College, and at Prince George Community College. During her judicial career, Judge Nolan focused in the areas of gender equality and domestic violence, working to guarantee equal treatment under the law and a fair and accessible judicial system. In retirement, Judge Nolan continues her work with these causes. Please join me in welcoming your commencement speaker, retired Circuit Court Judge Theresa Nolan.
Good evening. Good evening, President Gottfried, faculty, family, and friends, and our esteemed guests. It is a pleasure to be addressing such an exceptional group of people here this evening that epitomize what I'm about to say. I congratulate each one of you on the prestigious award that you have received, your graduation. Today is the first day of the dream that you began here at the College of Southern Maryland. This is a great day for each of you, a day that has been long in coming and not easily attained. I'm sure there's not one of you that can't remember days and nights of anguish and anxiety and effort to bring you to this point. All of that is over now. Today is one of those rare pivotal days in our lives where everything that has gone before is over and now new and exciting times are about to begin. Also, it is a fitting day to reflect on who you are, what you are, and what the future holds for you. Perhaps some of you started college a little later, like I did. My career was a little different because I was home for 10 years and then worked 5 years before I confided in the lawyers that I worked for that I wanted to be a lawyer. For the time I first stepped into that law office, I fell in love with the law. It was so exciting and so interesting. It proved the old adage, if you work at what you love, you never work. It also was pretty nice talking to adults all day. I began my professional career at Prince George's Community College at the age of 67. 5 years later, a late bloomer with a house full of children and a heart full of dreams, I started law school at the University of Baltimore School of Law. That's when I discovered that you can accomplish anything as long as you are willing to work hard. I have come a long way since those days, but I'm still amazed. I still pinch myself that I'm a lawyer, let alone a judge. Another thing that I learned was that success will diminish if you don't continue to seek it, because the tough thing about success is that you have to keep on being a success. The first step to success is having a dream, a vision. Once you have a dream, the recipe for success is both simple and complex. You must first understand that talent is spelled W-O-R-K. Talent without effort is no talent at all. A major ingredient of success is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a choice. It's your choice. It means being optimistic about being a success. Avoid negative people, because that one person can destroy a dream. With a dream, ordinary people can do extraordinary things. I was 36 years old with a high school education, 11 young children, and working full-time when the dream of my life took over. I determined I wanted to be a lawyer, and despite the many naysayers, the lack of money and time, and the overwhelming responsibilities, I not only reached my goal, but landed far beyond. There are lots of stories like mine, average people with average intelligence that have reached the peaks of success. Besides enthusiasm, you must believe in yourself. You can be whatever you want to be. Just picture yourself in that role and you will realize your goal. To be successful, you must be informed. You must know how to use the current intelligence. In this age of technology, decisions have to be made instantaneously with little or no time to reflect. Success means overcoming obstacles, not being afraid to fail. We've all failed many times, but we've learned to turn those failures into opportunities. Believe me when I say, if you picture yourself achieving your goal, you will achieve it. Opportunities you never anticipated will present themselves, and you will automatically respond. I've discovered that a wise person makes more opportunities than he or she finds. But don't be discouraged because of the ills of the world and a fear of failure. Tough times never last. Tough people do. Welcome the challenge. The world needs you to solve its problems. We are in the world to change the world. There's an old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I say, if it's not broke, improve it. Find something to improve, not for yourself, but for the next generation. Teach them by your example to respect people for being people, not for their status, not for their color, just for being people. And teach them to respect the law. The Constitution is still the best law on earth. Work within the system. If you want to change the system, do everything you can in your power to do it. To achieve, you must have goals. Now, these goals can be short-term or they can be long-term. But in order to reach them, you have to use your time wisely. We all have the same amount of time. It's how we use it that makes a difference. It goes very, very fast, so don't waste it. This poem explains it. Life is just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon you, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it, give an accounting if you abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. As you pursue your dreams, don't forget the kind of person you really want to be. Visualize your funeral. What do you want your parents, your spouse, your children, your co-workers to think of you? The people in the community, the people you work with, the people you love. Let that be a barometer for your conscience. What you are means much more than what you accomplish. We are accountable for the choices that we make. Some of you may feel a real glow of recent accomplishment. Some an equally satisfying sense of relief that a crisis is over. And some of you may even be a little bit apprehensive of the future. I start every day that way. I think of the good things that have happened. I try not to think about the not so good things that have happened, and I'm always looking forward to what comes next. Above all, remember that human attribute, the ability to turn and look in every direction. Blinders are for horses, not for people. If we learned anything, it is to ask questions and to know how to find the answers. It is not enough in life to be a listener, to be a passive member of the audience. It is not enough to look straight ahead and never look around. The lucky individual is the individual that never stops learning until he or she stops breathing. An American writer of the 19th century said something very wise about education. His name was Bayard Taylor, and what he said was, learn to live and live to learn. I have come a long way, but I could never have done it by myself. I had many mentors. Most of them were men because there were very few women in the profession at that time. Men who paid tuition, who saw that I had time to study, who made sure that I had leave so I could get ready for the bar, and even helped me get started in practice. We need help and support in our growth, and it is imperative that we support and assist others in their growth. Be willing to accept assistance and be willing to give it. So many people have helped me. My mother, who taught me to dare to be different. My father, who taught me how to get up and start all over again. The employers who put their money where their mouth was. My children, who wouldn't let me be a dropout. And my friends, who never quite understood, but were always there at every milestone. If there's a common thread in my career, it is recognizing opportunity. I heard the knock and went for it. Remember, you don't get chances, you make them. The lesson I learned that is in spite of prejudice and in spite of the ideology, I could succeed. The key is to be dedicated, to be the very best you can be, to always try to improve, and to never be satisfied with yourself. Your goal must be to excel, and recognition will follow. There's always room at the top, no matter how crowded the field is. Of course I was afraid, especially of failure. In the wonderful words of the poet Andre Lorde, you become strong by doing the things you need to be strong for. This is how genuine learning begins. For those of you who are timidly venturing out of your safe place for a place in the sun, don't be afraid. Keep your eye on your goal. Don't look at the calendar and live each day to the fullest. While you are in school, make use of every crack of time to study. I had to create ways to study so that I didn't neglect my family. For instance, I would put my shorthand notes in a magazine and watch the television shows with my children. I always had notes at my fingertips. If I went into my boss's office for dictation, I would hope that he got interrupted so I could grab the other pad and study. I would stand and study while I was standing in line, riding the bus, whatever. And I put important things on tape. And I would listen to those tapes back and forth to work and back and forth to school. And while I was washing clothes and ironing and cooking, and even when I couldn't sleep, I'd put the earphones in and listen. We are each of us seeking personal fulfillment. Our work must give us a sense of pride and satisfaction, use of our unique talents, and the opportunity for recognition and contribution. If we work at a job we hate just for money, we deny ourselves the chance to be happy. To be happy, you have to have hope. Hope is our commitment of time and energy to the future. We have to have a dream, because without a dream, there's no hope. And if there's no hope, there's no reason to live. So have a dream and go for it. Just remember, as you stumble along the way, every knock is a boost. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. And my 21-year career in law enforcement, I've been yelled at a lot by judges, but never kissed by one, so that was a bit of a milestone. Partnerships are critical to the operations of the college and to the success of our students. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you on behalf of the Board of Trustees to publicly recognize 4 special and distinguished community partners that continue to make significant contributions to the growth and vitality of the College of Southern Maryland. The Board of Trustees is pleased to recognize our 4 local hospitals and representatives from each for their partnership in fulfilling educational and workforce needs by supporting our nursing and healthcare programs. As I continue to speak, would the 4 hospital representatives please come forward and join us here on the stage. The Chesapeake Potomac Healthcare Alliance was formed in 1994 by Calvert Memorial Hospital, Civista Medical Center, and St. Mary's Hospital with the goal of providing the very best in healthcare for every person in Southern Maryland. Collaborating with CSM to address local nursing and healthcare workforce shortages, the Chesapeake Potomac Healthcare Alliance pledged a very generous gift of more than $233,000 in support of CSM's campaign for the next 50 years. In addition to the 3 local hospitals, members of the Healthcare Alliance include the Chesapeake Potomac Regional Cancer Center and the Chesapeake Potomac Home Health Agency. Here to represent the Alliance are Kathy Delegate, Vice President of Civista Medical Center's Patient Care Services, Nurse Executive, Robert McWirth, Vice President at Calvert Memorial Hospital, and the CEO of St. Mary's Hospital, Christine Ray. Committed to education and healthcare for many years, Dr. Francis Caramonte, founder of Southern Maryland Hospital Center, is an outstanding advocate for quality healthcare services. Our partnership with Southern Maryland Hospital Center has led Dr. Caramonte to make the largest gift in CSM's history. He has generously donated $1 million to the CSM Foundation during the 50th anniversary campaign for the nursing and healthcare initiatives. Dr. Caramonte sees healthcare and education as the pillars of our community's well-being, and he has dedicated his life to those values. The additional funds will make quite a difference in training and program delivery and will be used to create simulation labs and update technology and equipment. Our partnerships with our local hospitals are critical to student success because this is where they apply their knowledge. Every semester, all 4 hospitals serve as the training grounds for our student nurses. This is where our students, your future nurses, receive their hands-on training and mentoring before graduating from CSM's nursing program. Without partners like Calvert Memorial, Civista, St. Mary's Hospital, and Southern Maryland Hospital Center, we would not have an outstanding nursing and allied healthcare program. We want to thank all of you for your continued support to our students and to our community. Dr. Gottfried, could you help me with the awards, please? Now I'd like to invite Professor Ron Brown to the podium, please.
Thank you. Good evening and congratulations, class of 2009 graduates. And good evening to all of you assembled here to celebrate their commencement. We, the faculty, will certainly miss you, graduates, but we are glad that you have completed this step in your academic life, and we wish you the best of good fortune as you proceed in your education and or career. We, the members of the faculty, also thank you for giving us some time in this ceremony to recognize the recipient of the Faculty Excellence in Teaching Award. This award begins with faculty nominating fellow faculty members who they feel deserve this recognition. Faculty nominees submit an application describing their academic endeavors according to 5 criteria. Members of the Faculty Excellence Award Committee, currently chaired by Professor Ellen Wright Lopez, review each application and assign a numerical value to each of the 5 criteria. The nominee earning the highest cumulative score becomes the award recipient. For the academic year 2008 to 2009, the Faculty Excellence in Teaching Award goes to Professor Tom Seremit. Professor Seremit is in the Math, Physics, and Engineering Division at the Leonardtown campus. Professor Seremit's teaching responsibilities increased with his transition from division chair to full-time teaching 3 years ago. He focused his energies on countering the high failure and withdrawal rates in finite math and various algebra courses taken by the large number of students here at CSM. Applying theories from brain research on, quote, how the brain deals with mathematics, he has developed strategies that emphasize moving students from passivity to engagement and commitment in the classroom. He has promoted more effective textbook usage by applying techniques for reading effectiveness. Though he realizes there is still more to do, after 3 years, the withdrawal rates have dropped to 1 to 2 students per semester, and the number of students earning D's and F's has been reduced by nearly 1/3. I also suspect that Professor Seremit might be earning some extra income as a shingle appears outside his office for math psychology. So perhaps you may see a couch appearing nearby and such. For institutional responsibility, Professor Seremit has been involved in faculty governance as Vice President of the Faculty Senate. He established current faculty salary practices as Chair of the Faculty Salary Committee, and he currently serves on the Fringe Benefit Committee. For a decade, he was Chair of the Math, Physics, and Engineering Department, and in that capacity, he doubled the number of faculty in the department and developed models for articulating math courses with the 3 Southern Maryland counties. Professor Seremit responses to curriculum development had led to the growth of math hybrid and web courses. As department chair, he developed the course leader concept for intra-divisional management and course development, and has also that model has also adapted to other academic divisions. In professional development, Professor Seremit is Vice President of the Maryland Mathematics Association of two-year colleges and is an elected state delegate to the American Mathematics Association of two-year colleges. He has presented at 5 national conferences, including a conference of the American Mathematics Association of two-year colleges this past November, where he spoke on the model he utilizes for teaching math classes that was described earlier. For community commitment, Professor Seremit has shared his expertise with local public school systems in writing math curriculums, and he has provided various levels of assistance to teachers in Charles County's gifted education program. So, it is with great pleasure that the faculty recognizes Professor Tom Seremit, who has been an educator in the county for some 4 decades, as the Faculty Excellence in Teaching Award recipient for the year 2009. Professor Seremit.
Well, graduates, it's your turn. What we've all been waiting for. But first, a commercial. I'd like to direct your attention to the names on your program booklets, and you'll see that some of them have an initial by their names, and that recognizes those graduates who have earned a 3.5 grade point average or higher. Their designation will also be indicated as they walk across the stage. Also, you may be wondering about those beautiful gold stoles that people are wearing around their neck. These students are inductees into our National Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, and International Honor Society for two-year colleges. These students have achieved at least a 3.5 grade point average and have earned their membership into the society. But whether they have an initial by their name or whether they wear a stole or not, we're proud of all of our students. You've all done exceptionally well, and we know that you will continue in your journey. I'm going to call upon our new Vice President for Academic Affairs to assist me in giving out the certificates and degrees. Deborah Tervala.
Okay, I'd like to make one announcement before these certificates and the degrees are announced. Okay, this is a wonderful and joyous, momentous occasion for our graduates and our families, and many of you may want to take photographs. We do encourage this, but we want to make sure that our graduates can get to and from the stage. So if we can try to make sure the center aisle stays clear, that would be wonderful. Thank you.